What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wayne. We back with a pot of balloon to find love. My bad, I'm all looking around and shit. Trying to make sure I have all my things in order, but
Yeah, you have to read this story.
anyway. We got the pot of balloon to find love going on. Let me pull the joint up and yeah, we finna get into it.
Single lady.
So this is the whatever her channel is. Anyway, shout out to her, you know what I mean?
I'm finna go deep inside.
Yeah.
Just leave them nuts hanging out.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I dig that.
Yeah, you
Yes,
have to
sir.
read this
Anyway,
story.
let's let it rip.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, can I get your name and age?
Destiny, 25.
All right, Destiny, and what do you do?
Currently, I'm working on my 3rd degree. I do.
There's no reason to have three degrees. Unless
Yeah,
you
you
just a
have to read this
lifelong learner
story.
and that's what you want to do. Bruh, let me just say this. I thought the purpose of college was to get a degree so that you get a job. Now, if your job needs 4 or 5 degrees, okay. But if you just going to school to get a 3rd degree, like, that defeats the purpose of schooling. I'm gonna just stay in school, get the degree, and not work in the field. Like, I'm not about to do that shit. Anyway, I'm judging like I know her situation, but I'm just going out on a limb anyway.
Do like a flexible schedule with that, so I'm working in a restaurant in the food service industry.
Exactly. Bruh, you're going back to school for your 3rd degree. Let's just scratch the 3rd. What about the second one
you
or
have
the
to read
first
this
one you
story.
got? Why are you not doing something in that career field? Sickening. But hey, I mean, I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. That's her reality. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, if you have 2 degrees, work in those 2 career fields. Don't go back to school for a 3rd one. The only way you should go to school for any 2nd or 3rd degree is if your career, your job that you got your 1st degree from is paying you to do it. You know what I mean? Or you're like in education, so you need CE classes, like continual education classes. You know what I mean? If you're not doing that, bruh, don't go to school for a 3rd degree. That's just crazy. And then you working in a restaurant to get it done. That defeats the purpose of the other 2 degrees. I'd pop just off that, but it is what it is. Shout out to her. I mean, she look good though.
All right, and what are we looking for?
Looking for someone who kind of chill, relax, not too friendly, but also can bring out that extroverted side of me.
Okay.
Someone, patient, someone who I can just, vibe with it. Banter, energy, kind of, pretty much that's it.
Any red flags?
Red flags. I want to say lying. Like, that's a big one. Like, 9 times out of 10, if you can tell me the truth, probably can figure something out. But once you lie to me, like, that's it. We can't do that.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
so no liars.
Yeah, no lies.
All right, so we only have a couple pop balloons. Let's go check it out.
All right.
All right, can I get your name and age?
I'm Cornell, 33.
And what do you do, Cornell?
I'm a tattoo artist.
All right, and why do we pop our balloon?
I just don't think she my type, and I think she probably too young for me.
Okay, so age, not your type, gotcha. Is he someone that's your type?
No, not,
No? Any
No.
specific reason why?
no, it's like the initial attraction, just not there.
Okay, all right. All right, let's go on down to the next one.
Ugly motherfucker.
Hello, can I get your name and age?
Nick, I'm 25.
And Nick, what do you do?
I carry bail for a living.
All right, and why did we pop our balloon?
Well,
He said he did what? Hold on.
more. I carry bail for a living.
All right, and age?
I carry bail. That's it. That is what he said, right?
Nick, I'm 25.
And Nick, what do you do?
I carry mail for a living.
All right, and why did we pop our balloon?
Harry Bell. What the hell is that?
I'm more into like bigger girls. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, because I'm a big dude, you know what I'm saying? I like to eat. I love to eat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, she's kind of, you know, more on the athletic side. And she looked like she runs way faster than me. And I...
Nigga. Okay, just say she petite or she athletic, bruh.
You have to read this
You like
story.
fat back ass girls, bruh. Heavyweight champ ass. Bruh, you ain't gotta say you like bigger girls. Just like, I mean, bruh.
So, fuck!
Bruh, what are you doing, bruh? Okay, you like bigger girls. Cool, just leave it at that. She is athletic. I like her hair. You know, if that's her real kind of get up with her hair, but talking about she look like she can run fast, like run away from me, bruh. Come on, man.
On the athletic side, and she looked like she runs way faster than me, and I...
Runs away faster than you, bro.
But that's kind of why. Other than that, you know, she real cute. You know, she got a nice smile and everything. So
Thank you, thank you.
That was a lot.
Yeah, bro. Like,
no
bruh.
disrespect. No disrespect.
No, it's
anyway.
fine.
No. Is he someone that's your type?
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. I do cook, so my bad boy.
You said you like to eat. She said, no worries, I got you.
What's your favorite dish to cook?
I think my favorite dish was
What is your favorite dish?
Tuscan chicken. I think Tuscan chicken.
How about this? You ever put Canadian bacon bits in your spaghetti getty?
No, I don't eat pork.
Canadian bacon bits in your spaghetti, bruh.
So, fuck! Keep going.
This nigga just showed how truly fat he is, bruh.
You have to read
Canadian
this story.
bacon bits, bruh. Unbelievable. Who texting my phone, man? Oh, I bet. Anyway, that's the guy that does my YouTube shorts. Yeah, man, come on, bruh.
But you did pop though, so you know.
Yeah.
Respect.
And did you say he was someone that's your
Yeah,
type?
he's good looking. He's a good looking guy for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, it's going down to the next one. All right, can I get your name and age?
Rome, 34.
And Rome, what do you do?
I'm a producer, artist, engineer.
All right, and why do we pop our balloon?
He looked like that wide receiver that got drafted to the Bears a couple years ago, or like last year. His name Rome. Is that him?
You have to
about
read
make
this
me look it
story.
up. Cause niggas gonna be like, bruh, Wayne, what you talking about, bruh? Bears, wide receiver, Rome. That's all his name is. Is this him? This might be him. Nah, it ain't him. It looked like him though. So this is who I thought he was. I thought this guy was this guy. He said his name Rome. He looked kind of like him. A little bit. I guess it could be. I don't know. Close enough. But you don't play wide receiver, nigga. So, shout out to you, bro.
You have to read this story.
And I'm pressing buttons and shit. My bad.
Just age gap and kind of the nose rings threw me off a little bit, but like I can tell she's beautiful and intelligent.
All right, is it the nose rings, like you don't like piercings, or just those specifically?
It's just, it's a lot different piercings and everything. That's it. Just
Okay. And is he someone that's your type?
He's a good-looking guy. I probably wouldn't necessarily go for him though. Like, if I was out in public, probably wouldn't.
So you wouldn't approach him,
wouldn't
but
approach
you'd
him.
be okay with him approaching
Yeah.
you. Okay, all right. Let's go on down to the next one. All right, can I get your name and age?
I'm Jalen, I'm 23.
And what do you do?
I do HVAC.
All right, and why do we pop our balloon?
It just seemed like, I don't know, like my lifestyle probably wouldn't accommodate to yours. Like, I know I like to like get my hands dirty and I like to hunt and stuff, but I feel like you the type like you don't like to get your hair wet type stuff. So I just feel like we just not gonna really get, like, you know, we're not gonna match.
So you feel like your day-to-day wouldn't match, or just like what you guys are interested in?
What we're interested in pretty much. I just feel like our vibes wouldn't match.
Okay. Is he someone that's your type?
No, he's just not my type. There's nothing in particular. I just feel like initial attraction just really wasn't there.
Okay. All right. Let's go on back down. All right, lovely. So we do have a few unpopped balloons. I'm gonna let you go ahead and ask a question. Yeah.
Question. Okay. I have two. I think they kind of piggyback off of each other, but I think the first one that I want to ask, it might seem like the typical question, but there's a reason, like there's a method to it. So, how do you give and receive love in reference to the 5 love languages?
All right, let's go.
That's a very simple question, man.
I'm finna go deep inside. Yeah. Just leave them nuts hanging out.
Nigga hitting the both side time with the block, 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 block. Punishing her, nigga. Nigga balls clocking like a glockish spell up on the clip. Clock, clock, clock.
That's how we show love around here. Smack like that.
Go check it out.
You have to read this
Can I
story.
get your name and age?
I'm Dex, I'm 34.
And what do you do?
I work in marketing management.
All right, and go ahead and answer her question.
So you talk about the 5 love languages. I don't necessarily subscribe to that because you can't put an intangible in a finite box. So you can love people in many different ways. So as far as the love language, I just think that's like buzzwords.
Do any of them resonate with you at all? You know, like physical touch, service?
Not really, because there's a season for everything. Like this season, you might need words of affirmation. Another season, you might need comfort, physical touch. So you got to really know your partner and know what they need in their time of season. So the love languages, I don't really think like that's just something people use to try to make something intangible tangible.
Okay.
I mean, I respect it. I mean, it's not based on science. I think the guy who made it, whatever his name is, Robert, whatever, came out and said it's not based on any hard science because it can't be proven. Like you're taking literally whatever was it, Maslow's hierarchy. You're taking a few of those and trying to like force them into different ways that people love. I mean, I like girls with dreads. You know what I mean? That's just my style. My preferred style on a chick is dreads. So does that mean I'm gonna love her any more different than a girl who didn't have dreads? You know what I mean? What if I never came across a girl who had dreads? Or what if I like a girl who is physically strong? So I like her to be in great physical shape. That's not technically physical touch. You know what I mean? It's not gifts. It's not words of affirmation. It's not quality time. But that's what I need from my woman to fall in love with her. Her to be in superb shape. Or what if I need something like he said, intangibles? What if I need pretty feet, pretty toes? That's not a love language. You know what I mean? So I agree with him. Love languages is BS anyway, but...
Okay, so do you feel like the love languages are something that you should do all throughout the relationship, or just cut them out?
You kind of just like, I don't really think you should put like necessarily put words to it. You just know your partner and just know what they need, and then you give them that what they need, and y'all pour into each other. So
Okay, so you're building that connection, so you know how to treat them.
Exactly. It's a lot of things people need, so not necessarily just those 5.
Okay, so he didn't technically answer the question based off of the love languages, but
Nah,
he did.
now, host, you dirty macking. At this point, he gave clarification. She stood right there. She heard everything he had to say. You dirty macking.
No. Ain't nothing worse than a smart, dumb nigga.
You dirty macking. Stop dirty macking. She heard him clear as day. She's standing 4 feet away from him. He spoke audible enough. He, what is the correct term? I don't even know the correct term. He said everything he needed to say. Don't dirty mac my man.
Give a good answer, yes.
Yes, that was a good response.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there a part 2 you said? Or was that it?
No, we can, that was like the initial question, if I have more questions later.
All right, let's go back down. All right, can I get your name and age?
My name is Quincy, and I'm 29.
And what do you do, Quincy?
I'm a corporate headshot photographer.
All right, and go ahead and answer her question.
Copy and paste.
So you feel like it's not one specific love language to give and receive, but it's something you should just learn about your partner.
To be more in-depth about the question. So I think that there's definitely seasons, there's definitely times where I would like someone.
That's another thing I didn't necessarily clarify. You're right about seasons. So what if she needs words of affirmation a lot because she's going through something, but then she's not going through something, or she's like getting out of college, so she needs like words of affirmation that she can push through. She may need help, whatever, and then she's out of college. She working now. She don't need words of affirmation no more. She needs gifts. You know what I mean? It's just I don't like the moment you start numbing, giving like rules to life or something like that. That's when you gotta get like sketchy about like whatever you're reading. If somebody's selling you something like 10 rules for life or something like that, like they're selling you on something. You know what I mean? 5 love languages, 10 rules for life. They're trying to sell you on their idea, whether it's right or wrong, or it can help you or don't. Doesn't matter. But it's just they're selling whatever they are selling. But
one to give to me, or someone that I want them to be more physical with me, right? I think what's most important is that my partner is listening to me and understanding me and putting the time in to understand what I need and when I need it, and vice versa. You know, I want to be able to listen to my partner and find out when I can do what she needs and how often I need to do it.
I have to say, this is a breath of fresh air to hear the men talking like this. I love it. I definitely do. Was that a good answer for your question? All right, let's go on down to the next one. All right, can I get your name and age?
I'm Ferrari and I'm 26.
And what do you do?
My family owns the biggest dispensary in Houston, EMF.
All right, and go ahead and answer her question.
You know, I like that question a lot because I feel like anytime I want to actually initiate like a hangout or something with somebody, I always ask them like their 5 love languages. So what I do is, you said how do I best give or receive love? What I usually do is I ask out of like all the 5 love languages, like if you had to put them in the order from most important to least important, like what would your 5 be? But give or receive love. Let me see. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I feel like if I like you, if I want to, like, I don't know, if I want to be with you, it's always
ain't nothing worse than a smart, dumb nigga.
If I'm always thinking about you, I'm always trying to text you, and I don't even be on my phone. So if I'm like texting you, that means, I want to see you, I want to see what you're doing, and just receiving love. I don't know, I feel like acts of service is just important for me. There's somebody just doing things to let you know that they really like you, they really care about you, whatever it is. That could be texting you, checking up on you, I do content as well, so if I got a video day tomorrow and I wake up and all my camera batteries are charged, it's just like, oh, she kind of thought about me, so it's just, things like that is how I receive, like, love in the 5 love languages.
Be your Don DeMarco for them camera batteries, bro. I be doing YouTube videos, bro. The video. I'm gonna just say this. There was a video on Love Mountain's channel where the dude got into an argument with the broads, like they all like clicked, they all popped his balloon, and he started arguing with them like heavily. Each one of them. It was initially 2 girls, but then 2 other girls jumped in. He was arguing with 4 different girls, going back and forth. Like, I had that whole video recorded, the audio. Somewhere like maybe 20% through the video, my damn camera shut off. But the audio, because evidently you see there's a camera, but you see the mic. The mic was picking up, and I didn't even notice it, bruh. Didn't even notice it. Or it desynced. That's what it was. The battery died later. That's when I noticed it, because the camera went off. But it originally desynced, so it's not showing the red thing for like it's recording, patching through. So I'm sitting here talking the whole time. I'm frozen in place in the video, doing something, whatever position I was frozen. The whole video, it was like a 40-minute long video of me just breaking down why he arguing with the bras and all that. It was a big thing on YouTube. It went more viral than anything else. And I was like, come on, my shit ain't even recording right now. I'm heated. But yeah, man, those camera batteries, they gotta be charged up. Then the camera battery eventually died, but I got other camera batteries, but bro, this streaming shit, bro. If y'all don't know, for anybody who watch content and don't stream it or don't like cut videos and shit like that, and this ain't even the people vlogging.
You have to read
Vlogging
the
people got
story.
their whole other thing to do. Cause yeah, they gotta be out and about. Vloggers gotta be out and about recording content. Then they gotta come back and edit it, or whoever edits it for them. But they do their own thing. Like, come on, bruh. This whole content space, it is a pain in the neck. So it's only right that people who make content make money from it. So yeah, man. Shout out to them for getting them batteries charged, or you know what I mean?
I like that question.
I swear, y'all just keep topping each other's answers. They just keep getting better and better. Okay. All right, let's come on back down. All right, so we do have those 3 unpopped balloons still. So this is the hard part. You gotta pop 1 balloon. Okay. It can be based off of physical or how they answered your question. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you too swagged up,
I'll meet you
shawty.
down there. All right, lovely. Now, why did we pop our balloon?
Good looking guy, you know, but I think the reason I asked the question the way I asked it, it's kind of like a thinking process. He answered it mostly within the realm of the question, whereas the other 2 kind of stepped outside and I feel like they applied it a little more like what I was looking for, because you have different seasons, and I think like sometimes people need physical touch, sometimes people need gift giving, but if I need physical touch and you're buying me gifts, that's not really conducive to the process.
So was that a trick question? Because I personally feel, I'm just going to defend him real quick. I feel like he's the only one that actually answered the question for real.
He did.
No, he actually didn't. Because then he also said, I feel like it's all 5. Okay, so if you tell him, he said he tells people to rank all 5. Okay, rank all 5. But then you just stopped at 1 saying, but acts of service is really big for me. Okay, so acts of service is big for you. So what about for her? That's the part that you didn't answer. And as far as the other 2 guys, they answered completely. They don't subscribe to that shit. They said it's all goofy nonsense. So, although all 3 of them answered, his answer was really about the question, but I mean, he half-assed the question anyway.
He definitely did answer the question. However, I feel like the other 2 were like a little bit more aligned where I would have taken it. He did answer the question for sure, though.
So that was your part 2. That's what you was looking for, the part 2 to step out the box.
Like, they were all great answers. They all did great responses, and at the end of the day, it just came down to how do I think I would mesh more with the person.
Your mindset and everything. Yep. Okay, gotcha. And is he someone that's your type?
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy, for sure.
All right, let's come on back down. All right, gentlemen, hot seat. You get to ask a question. Need a moment? Are we ready? All right, let's go on down.
Okay.
All right, what's your question?
So I heard that you were working on your third degree. So currently, what is the degree you're working on, or what are the other two that you have?
So I'll tell you the first two. The third one, since I'm still in the process of it, I'm kind of like one of those people, get it, then talk about it, you know?
That's even worse than getting the third degree. Because you may not even need to get it. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Hopefully it's in something in STEM. So you can actually get a decent job out here. But
the first one is just a general studies associate's degree.
So, fuck! Keep going. I'm on.
I will definitely fuck you up.
ain't no way you went and got a general studies degree, bruh. Unbelievable, bruh. That was a complete waste. So she passed the 13th grade is what they saying. That's the general studies degree is the 13th grade. So it's the 13th grade.
You have to read this story.
So we don't even count that.
And then my second is I have a bachelor's in psychology pre-med with a minor in chemistry.
Okay.
Psychology pre-med, minor in biology. Okay, so I'll break this down. And I don't have no college degree, by the way. If you wondering what's my degree is in bullshit. I'm smart enough to
You have to read this story.
there's a like an overarching theme in like that's kind of associated with marketing. If you can see the like manipulation in something, you're not the target audience. So because I see the scam thereof, that is college, I'm not college's target audience. And although not all college is a scam, because my wife did go to school, my wife has a master's, but not all of college is bad, but so much of college is bad, and it's 1,000 over 50 years. I think it's went up. It's almost up 2,000%. Ain't nothing ever in history of anything has gone up that much in how much it costs. But anyway, back to the degree. Because my wife has a bachelor's in psychology, but she has a master's in something else. So when you have a psychology degree, this is a degree you can't do nothing with. Just so you know, you can't do nothing with a degree in psychology. Because you can't be a psychologist. You have to go to post-secondary education. So you have to go get a master's. That's essentially what my wife did. So my wife works in something related with psychology. Now, in order to be a psychologist, you need to become a doctor level, which essentially it would be 2 more years outside of the master's level. So you need, in order for you to become a psychologist, that's 8 years of schooling. Right off the bat. My wife has 6 years of schooling. So she's able to specialize in a a degree field of psychology. But just going to get a raw psychology bachelor's don't help you. It don't help you do nothing. Now, only thing it can do is maybe you can teach elementary school. Maybe you can teach in primary school, like you can become a teacher or something like that. But because you need a 4-year degree to do anything in school, but you can't even be an adjunct professor probably with a bachelor's in psychology. You probably need a master's to actually teach psychology classes at the college level. So anybody going to school for just a degree in psychology, that is bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but you need to do something past it to actually be able to use it. And this is just from what I know of it, and also what my wife, shout out to my wife, you know what I mean? That's what, she's told me about it. So, but unbelievable. That general studies.
What does that look like? What do you
So initially I was like on a path to medical school. graduated with honors, everything, and then I kind of was like, do I really want to be a doctor? So I kind of like spent my time working in the hospitals, you know, medical scribe, working in urgent cares, and I was like, this is where I feel like I thrive, but I want to try something different. And then now I'm kind of in I'm kind of in a space now where like where I'm going, that's it. Like I got my mindset, I'm working on it, I'm getting it done. So
Okay.
Alrighty, good.
Which ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest things and this is something that I wish my loser ass people that I call friends would understand. If y'all ever watch this shit, this is the reason why y'all are fucking losers. Because you don't understand something. I'm gonna break it down for you. In life, you're able to make decisions. You have free will to make decisions. So let me teach lame niggas something. In life, you make decisions. You make decisions if you're gonna drink and drive. You make decisions if you're gonna fuck a chick raw, get her pregnant. You make decisions in life. You also go down certain paths. So some people become artists and they want to be a rapper. So they go down the I got ops, they hang on blocks and they tow guns all day. That's a path you go down. Now, this ain't got nothing to really do with religion. It just has everything to do with what you can do as an adult, a human being in this country. So if you don't like the path that you're on, you don't have to be on that path no more. Now, you can actively work to get off of that path, or you can just outright say fuck it. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it. So shout out to her for realizing, okay, I had my mind set on something. I wanted to do something, started doing it, and then realized I don't want to do it. Fine. That's cool. That's actually commendable and that's actually respectable. And more people would get their life together, a la lame niggas, if they realize, okay, I'm not doing something that I'm doing something I don't want to do. So let me just stop doing it, or let me actively work to get off from doing it. Versus being like lame niggas, and when they see somebody else, for whatever reason they do it, try to chastise other people for the decisions that they make, realizing that they're making those decisions for outcomes that they want. When y'all try to badmouth people for the decisions that they actively go for, you look stupid, because those people can turn around and point the mirror back at you for the decisions that you make. But the beauty in all of the decisions, whether the decisions lame niggas make or the decisions that anybody else make, like this woman or him or anybody else, you can change. You don't have to be on that path forever. That's the beauty of living life. Now, you can go down a path, realize you fucked up and you need to make changes, and okay, cool, I make changes. That's no different than somebody on 600-pound life. They chose food, whether they were addicted to it, whether it's a stress reliever, whether it's they coping with something, or their mental health is shot, whatever reason, they chose eating an abundance of food. Okay, then they realize, I don't want this no more. So they actively change their lives. Good. That's what we're here on earth to do. We don't have to go down. Nothing is permanent. You know what I mean? Nothing is permanent. You know what I mean? That's it. In life, now in death, sure, whatever, but we all gonna cross that bridge when we get there. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to teach motherfuckers is, if you're going down a path, whether it's school, whether it's love and relationships, whether it's a business endeavor, and you don't want to do it, you have the right and the freedom to change that, alter it, or just scrap it altogether. So shout out to her for doing that. That's, in long and short, what I'm trying to say. They trying to teach lame niggas something. You know what I mean? You can change direction. You don't have to be lame your whole life. No different than this woman. She changed direction. She wanted to be a doctor, realized, I ain't trying to do that shit no more. Now she got her mindset on something else. She says it's 100%, but even if she does choose something different, she still has that right to change. So shout out to her. You know what I mean?
I want to deep dive a little bit more. So now you're working on your 3rd degree. So what does your time management look like?
Time management, I actually have great time management skills. I work, I go to school, and I still manage to make time for the people around me. Connection is important to me, so people make time where they can. If I had to go to work 9 o'clock in the morning and I got off at 5 and I have a little gap in between, hey, let's go get something to eat. You can come study with me. Even if you're just watching TV, I'm studying. Like, I like the quality time for sure.
Got you.
All right, he's going down to the next one. All right, Quincy, what is your question?
Oof. Okay. Tell me about a time where you were able to overcome something that you felt was absolutely impossible while you were.
Nigga, you hit her with a whole Walmart job interview question, nigga. Tell me about a time you had to overcome something and what steps did you use to overcome
You
it.
have to read
Next
this
thing you know,
story.
he gonna want her to use the STAR method where it's like, okay, the situation, task, action, result. So the situation was my breath was stinking. The task was I had to clean my breath. So the action I took was to brush my teeth, and the result is my breath was clean. Like, that's what you wanted to say, bruh? Unbelievable. Ask a question to get to know like their personality. I mean, I guess it's not the worst question, but it's an interview question. It's a job interview question, bruh. Ask something real, like, how, like, what's your, what's your diet like? You can ask a girl that, or what type of things does she watch on TV? What is she into fashion? Like, you can ask her things to know more about her personality or know more about her decision making. Like the first dude did. He wanted to know why you got 3 degrees. He's trying to figure out her decision making. Okay. And how much time she gonna have. You ain't gotta ask her an interview question. I mean, she gonna say a time she overcame something that's gonna show her, I don't know, resourcefulness, but come on, bruh. Ask a better question, my nigga.
You were in it.
Wow,
You ugly motherfucker.
Tell me about a time where you overcame something that you felt was impossible while you were going through it.
Honestly, I don't look like what I've been through. So that's probably something, like, depending on how this goes, we could talk deeper. But I will say that being a former athlete, sometimes you have those doubts about being able to achieve things. I feel like school, that's always been my thing. Like, I ran to that, but being an athlete, like, I wasn't always the fastest on the track or anything, but, I worked for it. And, I feel like once I really, like, started to believe in myself and kind of build that confidence within myself, that's when I was able to learn that if I say I'm going to do it and I want to do it and I put my mind to it, I literally can keep tackling those hurdles, like, in the real world, not just on the track. So that's kind of, I guess, a way I can tell you. Everything else is kind of like a deeper dive, like family, relationships, friendships. Like, life is up and down. It's not a linear thing. So I really think it just depends on what life is throwing at you in the moment, but I'm definitely not going to fold.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on down. All right, baby doll, we got the 2 still. Are you ready? All right.
That man said, I love that answer. She walked away and he was like, nah, I'm out. Pop.
Let's go on down real quick. Quincy, you done made me walk all the way back over there. You know what? I guess so. You got it. You got it. Drama. Here we go. Come on, Quincy. Why do we pop our balloon?
It was tough. I think that you and I can have wonderful conversation with each other. However, when you first came out here, you said you don't like people that are friendly, or you didn't want a man that was friendly. Mm-hmm. I'm a very friendly person. I'm a very lively person. And the person that I'm with, I want them to be able to match that energy. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to walk into a room and be able to leave them alone while I go network, so that they can go network as well. And we can come back and be like, yo, I just made a bunch of sales, or something like that, right? I want to be with somebody that got a little ADHD or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Yeah. So it ain't got nothing to do with you. I think you're a very beautiful girl. Which is why I made it this far, because I'm very attracted to you. But I think that we would be great friends.
That friendly part, were you
Can I
referring
touch on
to?
that?
Yeah, I want you to. Go ahead.
Maybe I should have used a different word. I feel like there's a difference between a friendly man and a friendly woman, and a social man and a social woman. What's an example I could use? Like, obviously, you know, some people are the life of the party. I'm kind of reserved at first, and then once I warm up to people, that's when you kind of feel my personality. But I think friendly, like, how do I explain this? What's a good example?
He be up in people's face.
Just try to help you there. Are we talking about our man being too friendly?
Yes, but like, you know, social is
we
cool.
understand.
You see what I'm saying?
So I understand. I like how you broke that
Yeah.
down, saying being social and being friendly. So us women, we do have a thing about our man being a little too friendly, meaning you in everybody's face, or a female, and you're just doing just a little too much. Opposed to, like you said, in a social setting, you know, you hang out, you network. I'm gonna go over here and network. That's more of the social thing we're referring to, right?
Of course, you want a man, like, obviously you want a man who's likable, he can relate to people, you can bring around the family. But like friendly, that's different.
I feel it.
You see what you know, it's friendly is definitely different.
So me being friendly has been paying my bills for the past 2 years. I'm not turning that off.
Okay.
I got to get to it.
Yeah.
Everybody got to rock with me.
I can respect it.
It's nothing I can do about that.
I can definitely respect it. Yeah.
All right, let's come on down. All right, I'm gonna have you scoot right on over here for me. I gotta make some space. Come on down. Come on down. All right, you guys, this is your time where you get to ask a couple more questions. Do you have anything you want to ask?
I think I have a question.
Go ahead.
Would you say that you are reactive, explosive, or Let's just stick with the two. Would you say you're reactive or explosive in any ways?
Neither, but probably more so reactive. I'm patient, so I like to assess things before I make a decision. So I'm real patient in that aspect. So yeah.
All right. Did you have a question for her?
Yeah, I got a couple. One, how do you feel about kids?
Kids? How many do you have?
I have one.
You have one? How old?
12.
12? Okay. I have a niece. She's 14.
Yeah.
I've been around kids my entire life, babysitting, working in schools.
Okay.
I do well with kids.
And I would say, since you're working towards your third degree, like where do you see yourself in like 2 to 5 years
2 to
down
5.
the line?
Definitely finished with the degree. Working. I am 25, so I mean, in the next 2 to 5, at that point, I'd like to be married, house, you know, figuring out, are we doing more kids? Is this enough for you? You know, working with my partner based on like the life they had before me. So.
That sounds good.
You good with that question?
I mean, she definitely seemed like she's saying all the answers to me. She's saying all the answers she's putting herself out there. She seemed like she really wants a match. She really wants to find somebody that probably get down the path of life that's going to be best beneficial to her. But I don't know about that school thing, man. Yeah, it's just you can't really do nothing with a bachelor's degree in psychology. You got to go masters. There's certain degrees that you need to go masters in order to do. And bachelor's is one of them. Unlike other, and master's is one of them for psychology. But if you went to something like same bachelor's degree in computer science, well then that's automatic 100K right out the gate, assuming you actually know what the hell you're doing. So you can go get a degree in comp sci and go work for a startup company in California. Probably 90, 85 to 120 right out the gate. Just depending on level of expertise, maybe portfolio or something like that. Easy. And that you can get off a bachelor's, but it's in computer science, which is harder. Or you can go the accounting route and get a bachelor's in accounting. You know, I don't know the rules or regulations for opening up your own private practice, but you can definitely do tax accounting or personal accounting. You can do budgeting. You may need like certifications to become like a financial planner or financial analyst, but I mean, bam, you could do that. That's also 95 to 150 maybe. Or you can become, I know an actuary that does he have a master's? He has I think a bachelor's in mathematics, or maybe a master's in mathematics and like a double master in like he's an actuary, whatever it takes to become an actuary. I know he has it in mathematics and accounting. But you can be an actuary, and this is somebody who does who can crunch the numbers for any fucking thing, whether it's tax, personal income. They can do balance sheets for a company. They can work they can handle like budgeting for large multi-billion dollar companies. They can do planning across that's a new term I came across. What do you call like is it inter industry, or I think it might be inter industry financial planning or something like that, or financial sales, something like that, to where you work in construction but you do like government economics and shit like that, planning and shit like that for contracts and shit like that. You can do that, but you just can't do much with a bachelor's in psychology, unfortunately.
No, that's a good question. I don't want to pop my balloon on her because she's very beautiful, so I'm gonna just toss it away. Initially, I was gonna pop because of the nose rings, but when she started talking, I wanted to give her a chance. She started talking. She seemed like a very interesting person. She clearly has a lot going for herself with the school and things. I already finished, graduated, well off into my career. I feel like we might be too busy for each other. And then throwing a 12-year-old into that mix, I feel like I might get in the way of that, and it would probably be hard to build. But definitely, if I was someone that probably wasn't in single fatherhood and all of that, I would definitely try to make something work. But I just feel like that might be the main conflict with each other. But you have a lot going for yourself. You're very beautiful, and I really hope you find somebody
Thank you. I can respect
that
that.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put the
she
kids
pretty
first.
she
I
pretty
love
to
that.
me. I
That's
like
really
girls
cute.
with dreads, so
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make me cry. All right, so I guess it was not popped, but it was tossed to the side. All right, Dex. Thank you for coming. It was a blast. I'm sorry. I'm like, I felt it. I was like, I feel it. But it's good. We would love to have you back, though.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
It's your boy FGEDZ. Who am I here with?
Kayla.
we don't give a damn, nigga.
You ugly motherfucker.
Anyway, that's gonna be it for this Pod the Balloon and Find Love. I did a little bit too much yapping, but anyway, we're gonna be right back with another one. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man.